Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I had an idea from one of you guys. Somebody, I don't remember who it is, and I don't even know if she wants me to mention her, so I'm not going to mention her name even if I do find it. Someone had commented and asked me, why don't I do a video of all of my cool toned products that I love in my collection? So I thought that was an amazing idea. Bear in mind, every year I do around December, which another one will be coming up in December, I do my cool tone eyeshadow palettes that I've discovered in that year. I did one at the beginning of this year because of the move and stuff. I didn't get a chance to do it in December. And the year before that, I did an intro to cool tone eyeshadow palettes. So I am not including eyeshadow palettes in this specific video. You will be seeing blushes, bronzers, and highlighters that I find that are cool tone, that are beautiful. These are in my collection specifically, not so much what's out in the world as we speak. Some of these you can still get, some of them you might not be able to, but the whole point of this video is to shop your stash. See what you got, pull those out. This is the time of year where cool tones mainly work with most of us, and since we don't have a tan, you know, we tend to go with more mauve-y, cooler type of makeup products, at least I do. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. But before we get into the video, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Project Pan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the products. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, these are products that I currently have in my collection that I enjoy, that I mainly pull out in the winter time. I do not pull these out any other time, mainly because I tend to do more shimmery, warmer tones in the summer. I have a neutral undertone, so I can go both ways. I could do cool tone and I could do warm tone, and they both relatively work well for me in certain times of the years. I know some of us can't do that, but I thought it'd be fun to do more cool tone videos just because you don't see them as often. You see a lot of warm tones and not so many cool tone stuff. So here we go. The first one that I want to mention to you guys is one that I am panning. I don't want to share it with you guys because I don't want to spoil my panning progress on it, but I will put a picture up on the screen. It is in this palette that I am panning. It is the Bronzer by Sephora brand in Los Cabos. Now that is a permanent collection one. I have a full size, I just can't find it at the moment. So I am panning the one in this palette right here. You guys will see it on the screen. It is a neutral, almost cooler than warmer toned bronzer. It's beautiful. It's completely matte. It is very inexpensive and I love it. I am wearing it today. You probably can't see it. It's very natural on the skin. I really like that bronzer a lot. I find it to be very similar to Hoola, which is the next one I'm going to share with you guys. That one tends to pull a lot neutral as well. This one is more of a neutral blush, but I still categorize it more in the cooler tone because I don't reach for it in the summer. I mainly reach for it in the wintertime. So my first one is the Sephora Los Cabos bronzer. The next one, like I mentioned, you guys, is Hoola by Benefit. This one, as you guys can see in here, it's a neutral bronzer. But it could still lean cooler compared to my other bronzers. This one definitely leans a bit cooler on me, and I do like it. I can wear this all year round, again, just like Los Cabos, and Los Cabos is more of an inexpensive alternative to Hoola, but I tend to reach for this more in the winter time than I do in the summer. So here is Hoola. I'm sure you guys have seen this over and over. I definitely like this one a ton. I have a full size as well, but I've been using the mini because that's the hoarder in me. The next one that I have is more of a satin type of bronzer, and I know a few don't like this one, but I do, and I don't know if they're discontinuing this one or not, which it should be. They should not, because it's really pretty. This is the Too Faced Sweetheart Bronzer. Now this one can lean a little bit warmer if you go with this side, but as you guys can see, mixing these together, it is a pretty bronzer. It is not super warm tone. I wouldn't consider this too warm. If I were just to go more on the left side than I would on the right side, you could see the difference here. But it is such a beautiful bronzer. I really do like it. It is a satin finish. I would not say that this is a shimmery bronzer by any means. It is a satiny bronzer. You can actually get away with it being matte. It's really pretty. You guys can see it right there. It can be light, or you can darken it up a little bit using the one side of it. It's still beautiful either way. So this is my third choice for like a neutral, cooler tone type of bronzer. Now the last two that I have are discontinued. I think at this point they're discontinued. You can't reach for them. But again, the whole point of this video is to shop your stash. Shop what you have. I'm not saying get what I have in these videos. These are just ideas and maybe you can see what you have. And if you do want to get something, you might be able to go on Temptalia and see dupes for these, you know, and get ideas of what you can get. So this is the Bareminerals Invisible Bronze in Fair to Light. Now this one, you can definitely see it's not super warm tone. It's a little bit warm. No, see, you can tell on here how cool it is. It's more of an ashy brown. See it right there? It's actually a lot lighter than these. This is Fair to Light. This one is no longer available, but if you can find it at TJ Maxx, at Marshall's, this is a really, really good bronzer. They have since come out with a new bronzer line. I still like this one. I don't know why they got rid of this one. The highlighters are also amazing, which you will see here as well. This is such a beautiful bronzer. I would only reach for this in the winter time, not so much in the summertime, because it is more of a cooler neutral type of bronzer. And for me, those work better when I am lighter. Last but not least, again, this is limited edition. I am pretty sure you cannot find this unless you go on a, you know, secondhand shop for makeup or something. This is the Sephora limited edition Sol de Rio bronzer. Look how big this sucker is. It's huge. This one is beautiful. It is matte. And here it is right here. This is one of the oldest ones that I have, but I still love it. This is a cooler type of bronzer. I have used it and I have really liked it. It still works perfectly fine for me. It's right there. You probably can't see it. It's super light. This one I want to pan, and look at this mirror. I actually want to use this as a Z palette. I think it's so cool to use this as a Z palette. This one is cooler. You could see right there, it would work for fair to light skin tones. It's gorgeous. I don't know why they did this and only made this limited edition. Every year Sephora comes out with one like this, that's this size, that's different from every year. I don't know if this year they'll come out with one that is a cooler tone one, but I think they should do another cooler tone one. This is beautiful. I really do like it. I'm happy I have it, and I will probably be using this more now that it is the winter time. So let's move on to blushes. I pulled out 5 blushes. There's a lot more in my collection, but these are the 5 that every time I think of a cool tone blush, these are the ones that I normally gravitate towards. First and foremost is Dallas. I know this is more like a brown bronzer, but this is like a rosy, cooler tone type of blush on my skin tone. So for me, I find this to be cooler. As you guys can see, it really doesn't have a lot of warmth to it. And it really does look cool tone, especially now up against my skin tone. It's right there. As you guys can see, it is a cool tone blush on me. It may not be so much on some others, but to me, it is. So this is the first one. I think this is still available. You get a ton of product in here. This is going to last me forever. Forever. And I just noticed on the back, it says avoid eye area. Really? Anyway, so this is my first blush that I would mention that is cooler tone that I enjoy pulling out in the colder months. Next up is this one, and I don't even know if these are available anymore because nobody ever talked about them, and I don't know why. This is a cargo blush. You guys, I love their packaging. It's super cute. This is in Prague. Can you see that? It's a matte blush. This formula is so soft and creamy, and this is like a purpley, mauve cooler tone. Can you see that? It's so pretty. I don't know why not many people spoke about these blushes. These were available at Ulta for a while, and I have since seen that they are no longer available. I don't know. These are made in Canada, so maybe you Canadians can still find cargo there. You get a ton of product in here. You're getting 8.9 grams of product. I've only seen one person pan one of these blushes, and it took her forever on these, and I have quite a few of these. I really do like this one. It's super pretty. It's soft. I can wear it every day. I can wear it as an eyeshadow. It's very, very pretty and very unique to me. Another one that I find very similar to that, this was also a limited edition one. This is from Bareminerals. I don't want to blind you guys. This is the Ready Blush in the Grand Entrance. This was limited edition, but every time I want a pinky cool tone blush, this is the one that I reach for. I don't know why. It's so pretty on my skin, and I love the formula of this. I'm going to put it right next to Prague from Cargo, and you can see that it's a little bit more pink, and this one's more purple, but it still has that cooler undertone to it. It's super pretty. The formula is amazing on these. I think at this point they are starting to discontinue this formula as well. This was a holiday blush. Don't remember when. but it is this one right here. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Every time I want to think of a soft, pinky, cooler tone blush, this is the one that I reach for. 2 more to go. Laura Geller Baked Blush in Catalina. Oh, this one's so pretty. So, so pretty. These, again, have been phased out of Ulta, and I'm not sure if they're going to be around forever, which is a shame because this formula is so pretty. So here it is right here. As you guys can see, it's more of a, if you're mixing these two together, this is what you're going to end up getting. It's so pretty on the skin. I love this formula. I think it is beautiful. This one is the Baked Blush in Catalina. It's just one shade. It's not a marbleized one. It is a baked product. So beautiful. At this point, the only place I can find Laura Geller is either on QVC HSN or the website itself. And I'm not sure if this blush is even still available there. But this one's another one that I love. I love putting this on my skin. It's so pretty. Last but not least, I couldn't do a video on blushes without sharing a MAC blush. This one is their mineralized blush in Gentle. This one is a pretty cool tone. This kind of reminds me of Catalina from Laura Geller, just that this one has a bit more purple to it and it has a sheen. The mineralized ones are a lot softer on the skin, so you would have to build it up. This is me building it up right there, but it is super soft on the skin. It is very, very subtle, and you do have to build them up, which I don't mind at all. I don't mind that because sometimes I can get heavy-handed with things. But you guys can see this has more of a pinky than the rest have more purplish gray. So that one is my last pick for my cooler toned blushes. So my last category are highlighters. Now you guys know why I excluded any eye products from here, and even lip products, which I will share with you guys as well in a different video. So I do have 6, a mixture of high-end and drugstore ones. I think out of all the ones that I'm sharing with you guys, only 2 are still available. Again, shop your stash to see what you have. And I also try to avoid sharing any pinky toned highlighters, because to me, they're pink highlighters versus cooler tone highlighters. So these are kind of like the ones that I could find the best when I thought of cool toned in my head that wasn't pink based. The first and foremost is one that is not available anymore. This is the Invisible Glow by Bareminerals in Fair to Light. When I open this up, you guys will see what I mean. Look at that. That screams cool tone to me. This one is super soft. I know quite a few people enjoyed this one, as you guys can see there. I can only get away with wearing this one at this point in my fairness, I guess you want to call it. I do like this one. Not many people gravitated towards the Invisible Glow highlighters. They went for more of the bronzer ones. You guys can see the bronzer and the highlight. This, to me, I have all of them, and I really, really do like them. They're very soft. They give you a nice sheen. They're not glittery. When you tap off your brush, you can see that there's glitter in here, but when you tap off your brush, you can't see that in the swatch. It's very, very subtle. Kind of reminds me of the MAC's MSF is? MF, right? Is that what you say? MSF? Mineralized Skin Finishes, whatever. So this was my first one that I would choose. The other one that I'm going to choose that is very similar in the undertone is Lightscapade. This one is an older one, you guys can see, but I do like this one. This one's actually very pretty on the skin, and depending on the marbleization, if that's a word, in the actual highlighter, you will get more of a different tone to it. So as you guys can see, I don't have that much blue in mine, which I do appreciate. So here it is right here. It's very, very soft. See how this one's more white based? This one's a lot softer on the skin, but I do like it when I am my fairest. I think it looks so beautiful in a glow within, without any glitter, without any type of like shininess, like, you know, that heavy type of glow. These two do not have that at all. I'm going to share with you guys 2 drugstore ones, and both of them are a cream base. This one is by Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronzer in the shade Pearl. This was gifted to me by Lisa. This was my first and only one that I have, and I really do like this one. It's one that I can only use when I am fair. Here it is again. You guys can see that it is a very light, cool tone. It looks very similar to these. This is just the creamy version of it. It's so, so, so pretty. I really, really do like this one. I'm actually still interested in the rose gold and the gold one of this one, but it's very, very pretty. The other one that Lisa also got me was the latest one from Wet n Wild. This is the Crystal High. Again, this one's a creamy base. Oh, I gotta take this thing off. It's a lot creamier, but again, it has the same tones. This one's a bit more glittery and a lot more white based, but it is still a highlighter I can only get away with using in the winter time because it is more of a cooler tone. And if you guys haven't noticed, all the 4 that I've shared with you guys so far are very fair skin friendly. I still can get away with them on my cheeks if I mix them or if I put them on very lightly, but heavy-handed, I can't get away with using all these just on their own. But at least you guys have seen some fair skin as well. The last two I want to share with you guys are different and interesting. The first one is from Becca. These are their light chaser highlighters. These are not available anymore. This is Opal Flashes Jade. When you see this, look how cool tone that looks. Isn't that pretty? It is a duochrome, but it is a very cool tone in my opinion. Now this one is not available anymore, but I do have a dupe that is permanent. It is from an indie brand called Moonplay Cosmetics. They have loose highlighters, and there is one in there that is exactly the same one as this one. So here you guys can see it there. It is a cooler toned highlighter that flashes a little bit of green, but you really can't tell on the skin, you guys. I promise you guys, you really can't tell. It's so pretty. I really do like it. This was a Mallory 1712. I don't know if that's her name anymore, but that was her YouTube name. She's the one that convinced me to get this one. Last but not least is by Tarte. This one is Stunner. This one I thought I was not going to like at all. And you guys, out of all the Tarte highlighters, this is by far my favorite one. This is the coolest one that I have in their collection, and it's so pretty on the skin. So here it is right here, and it has no glitter at all. Like, I really can't see the glitter. This one you can really pack a punch if you wet it, and it really will show glowy, or you can make it subtle, but it's so pretty. It has kind of like a brown tinge to it, just like this one does, the Becca one. They both have like some sort of like taupey undertone to it. I really like this one a lot. I would recommend this one over Exposed if you want something cool tone and different in my collection. So there you guys have it. Those are all of my cool tone face products as far as blush, highlighter, and bronzers. I will list them down below, and if I can find them on the internet somewhere, I will also link them for you guys. Let me know what your favorite cool tone blush, highlighter, or bronzer is. I love to see what you guys have in your collection. Shop your stash for these. I will put more videos right over here if you're interested in continuing your journey with me. Until then, bye guys!